Today, we're addressing a headline that has been spreading fast, and precisely because it spreads fast, it demands discipline. The claim that 5,000 people are dead in Iran. When numbers are this large, it's easy for coverage to tilt into shock, but serious journalism does the opposite. It slows down, clarifies terms, and separates what is verified from what is merely repeated. So let's start with the most important question. What does confirmed actually mean here? In crisis environments, especially where communications are restricted, access is limited, and narratives are polarized, casualty figures often travel ahead of evidence. That doesn't mean the tragedy isn't real. It means the verification process is hard, slow, and easily distorted. Here is the clean framework professionals use. First, there are figures attributed to official or authority-linked sources, sometimes anonymously. Second, there are figures documented by organizations that verify identifiable cases, often name by name. Third, there are broader estimates that may reflect real scale, but cannot be independently confirmed in real time under current conditions. Now, where does the 5,000 figure sit? As reported, the at least 5,000 number is being circulated as a claim attributed to a source linked to Iranian authorities, described as an internal verification by that side. That is not the same as independent international confirmation. It may reflect an internal count based on criteria that are not transparent to outside observers. At the same time, other sources cite different ranges. Some organizations publish lower totals because they only count cases they can verify individually. Other networks cite higher estimates based on witness reports, medical testimonies, or indirect indicators, often in an environment where direct evidence is difficult to collect. So why do these numbers diverge so sharply? One reason is restricted information flow. When internet access is disrupted, it becomes harder to contact witnesses, cross-check hospital information, or confirm identities. Verification slows down, and the vacuum fills with speculation. Another reason is methodology. A number built on identified cases is slower but stronger. A number built on estimates can be faster but less verifiable. And an authority-linked claim can be significant but still not independently auditable. And then there's politics. In crises like this, numbers can become a battleground. States may underreport. Opponents may highlight maximum possible scale to drive international action. Media ecosystems reward what is most emotionally explosive before rigorous confirmation is possible. Now, what would a figure like 5,000 imply if it were ultimately substantiated by converging evidence? It would point to a crisis of extraordinary severity, one with profound human rights implications, major political consequences, and a humanitarian reality that cannot be reduced to a viral statistic. Because behind every number are people, names, families, and stories that deserve accuracy, not amplification. So what should you watch in the next 48 to 72 hours? First, whether there are named, accountable statements, not only anonymous claims. Second, whether organizations with transparent methods publish updated, documented figures. Third, whether communications restrictions ease, allowing more evidence to surface. And fourth, whether institutional international responses shift from rhetoric to concrete action. Here is the bottom line stated with professional precision. The 5,000 dead figure is circulating as a reported claim attributed to an authority-linked source. Independent, broadly accepted verification is not clearly established in the public record at this moment, and other estimates differ by method and access. The responsible stance is to report it as a claim, explain the constraints, and update only when multiple credible lines of evidence converge. If you want coverage that separates facts from noise, calmly, clearly, and consistently, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and stay with us. And if you want to support deeper, more structured reporting, consider becoming a channel member. Your support helps us keep the standard where it should be. Accuracy first, always. Now, tell me in the comments, would you like a short explainer on how casualty verification works in closed environments, or a deeper breakdown of how misinformation spreads when the internet goes dark? We'll take it step by step in the next episode.